Y'all, I'm a fan of Shannon Sharpe's media career. I'm a fan of his ability to relate to the public, his ability to tell stories and recall certain things that his grandmother and grandfather said to him. I've been a supporter of Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, ESPN First Take. I was rocking with him on FS1 Undisputed in the beginning in 2016, right? When people were wondering how he would work with Skip Bayless. I was riding with him when Skip was talking to him crazy. But I do not, I repeat, I do not like the way he conducted himself on Nightcap tonight. For those who don't know, Nightcap was having some technical difficulties today on tonight's show, right? And as soon as the show started, I guess he was hearing the playback in his ear. Shannon got so frustrated, damn it, Ash, what is going on? like man, like he about to jump out his seat on Ash, right? And so they got started a little late than usual as well, because Chad was a little late due to the fact that Chad says he had one of his followers pick him up. He usually does that. And then but the situation was the guy that picked him up locked his keys in the car, right? And so Shannon gets on Nightcap and starts trying to scold Chad publicly while the show is going on, telling him how, Chad, you aspire to be on ESPN, etc. It's a level of professionalism you got to display. Why you didn't use a car service or whatever. You wouldn't do that to ESPN. So why would you do that to your show? You shouldn't do that to your show. You shouldn't be late on your show. And listen, I understand you wanting the show to start off right. I understand you don't like you because it's frustrating to have technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. It's frustrating to experience that. But to try to belittle, like I got secondhand embarrassment from watching him talk to Chad, Ocho, Cinco like that. Seriously, it's like watching your friend discipline their kids in front of you, and you just sitting there while they cussing their kid out and just whooping their kid ass. Like you just sitting there with the blank face like, yo, this is a little uncomfortable, right? I didn't appreciate him doing that to Chad on air, especially with how Skip came at Shannon. Now, again, he wasn't trying to scold Shannon about being late or professionalism, right? But at the same time, it's something that the viewers, we shouldn't have been cognizant of what was going on behind the scenes, him being late and all of that. And if you were going to bring up him being late, flip it into a joke for us to laugh or whatever, right? But trying to reprimand him, trying to chastise him on camera, I don't think that's cool at all. And I'm like, no, Shannon, it's a way to conduct it. You don't blast your homeboy in public like that. You don't do that to your brother like that. You don't do that to him. I know he called you Unc and you older, but it's a way to do things, man. And Shannon values professionalism, but he's very, very strict in a lot of aspects of his life. And as much as I'm a fan of Shannon, the way he's strict in certain ways and certain mannerisms, I can see why he says he's hard to deal with. Right? Now let's get back to the technical difficulties part. Shannon be having Ash and them working, boy, almost 7 days a week. Players fuck up sometimes. Players have mishaps, man. You know what I mean? And they happen, but for him to be snapping out, I think that's rude for him to be doing it to Chad in a public forum. And to me, that's unprofessional to be chastising him in public. Like he's a kid. You know what I mean? That is really what's the word I'm looking for? Don't patronize him and don't do that in public. I don't like that, And he you wouldn't do that at ESPN or whatever and all of that. But Shannon, this is not ESPN. And although Chad probably wanted to be on ESPN, I don't think he wanted to be on ESPN full time. That's not his goal. He probably just want to be on there every now and then and talk some sports and all of that. But I think Chad likes the form that him and Shannon do. The form that him and Shannon do it in. He likes that format, where he can be himself, unfiltered, and he can just really be who he really is. But I was disappointed to see how Shannon was acting because of some playback in his ear and Chad being late. I don't like that, man. And I don't like him screaming at the employees like he was hot in the ash and them, man. Boy, I'm telling you, Unc was hot as fish grease, boy. He was hotter than a hooker's vagina. Tonight, he was hot, red hot. I'm talking about Frank red hot. Frank's red hot. You feel me? Like, and I'm like, man, that ain't cool, man. Belittling him on air, on camera. Nah, bro. Like, I see somebody say, Unc went back to them tough times in Glenville. God damn it. He was so damn, Florida Evans type vibe. And I'm like, nah, man. And I know he cared about Ocho. He wanted him to succeed and hold him accountable. But that's not something that should have been done on air. You know what I mean? That made the whole situation awkward. It really did. And I think it's uncalled for, man. I think that through the show off or through the vibe of the show off, and even consistent watchers of Nightcap like myself, we kind of felt like put off by the way he was acting. You know what I mean? I feel like, man, that ain't cool, man. That ain't cool. He got to learn to keep going. Things happen. You know, certain stuff don't go your way. Keep going. Don't snap out. Don't snap out, get irate, none of that. Don't berate your employees. Just keep it pushing, man. Keep it pushing. You can still have a great show without airing out Chad publicly where he got to talk about personal business. You know what I mean? That's not enjoyable to the viewers like myself. I can't speak for everybody else, but it's not enjoyable to viewers like myself. Keep private business private and keep it going. No, we don't got to know all of that. You know what's going on behind the scenes. Ocho telling why you was late. Like Unc was doing it like a father do his kid when his kid get in trouble. We late, Ocho. You tell him why we was late. Tell him why we were late, Ocho. We'll explain why we was late. Like, you know what I mean? Ocho, like, you know, we ain't late. We a little bit, but we all right. We a little behind, but it's okay. Like, the format of this show is lighthearted and fun. And cracking jokes and talking sports. Everybody love that. Shannon trying to conduct Nightcap like this is like he over at ESPN and FS1 Undisputed behind the scenes. And again, I get it. It's his platform. You know, but I feel like people really love Nightcap because it seems lighthearted. It's fun. But, yeah, I think he was wrong in the way he made Chad explain himself. Once he explained himself, too, cut him some slack. All that, I don't like that, man. I don't know if Shannon had a bad day or what, but you don't do that to your boy, your friend on air. I don't rock with that. You ain't supposed to put your brother on blast in public in front of company. I never believe in that, man. I always, like, that's something that my people would tell me. You don't put your people on blast in front of other people. If you got an issue with something, y'all talk about that on your own time. Do the show, have fun. But I'm like, man, man. I don't like that. Ocho personality is so easy going at times. He can take certain things from Shannon, but somebody else might be like, yo, no. That could have turned, if this wasn't Shannon Sharpe, that whole situation could have got bad. To where they on air snapping at each other and acting like, you could have saw a Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe 2.0 on here. You know what I mean? And I know Jason Whitlock, he can't wait to talk about how Shannon did that tonight. He can't wait to see that, show that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like, he had the female viewers and some of the male viewers scared as hell. Like, damn, is Shannon finna reach over there and grab some of the employees in the background? You know, and I think he's gonna apologize, but he gotta chill, he gotta relax. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, man. That ain't it, man. You know what I mean? He talk about Ocho's professionalism. He gotta be professional in the way that he talking, the way he handling Ocho, man. You feel me? Like, yeah, Ocho shouldn't have been late and something happened, but to do that in front of everybody, come on, man, that ain't cool, man. As a viewer, it wasn't that big of a deal for us, man. All right, y'all running behind, but we gonna watch, we gonna enjoy it, we gonna laugh. You know, but I didn't like all of that, man. Like, that was to me, that was uncalled for, and I think he gonna recognize it was, man. Like I said, part of what makes this show so good is that it's chill, it's casual. We don't gotta be uptight like this CNN, you know what I mean? Maybe that just Shannon had that personality. He was so stringent and so strict in every part of his life, his diet, his workout regimen, his sleeping patterns, his study habits, and that's what made him a Hall of Famer and great in his field. But it's a certain time and place for certain etiquette and decorum, and it's a certain way to address your friends in public and your employees too. And I think he handled this all wrong tonight. I was really disappointed in Unc tonight.